In the bustling heart of New York City, where skyscrapers pierced the sky like silver spears and the streets pulsed with the rhythm of endless ambition, lived Alexander Hawthorne. At 45, Alexander was the epitome of success, a self-made millionaire whose tech empire, Hawthorne Innovations, revolutionized renewable energy solutions. His life was a tapestry of luxury: penthouse suites overlooking Central Park, private jets whisking him to board meetings in Tokyo or Paris, and a social circle that included celebrities and politicians. Yet, beneath the polished facade of tailored suits and confident smiles, Alexander carried a quiet void. He had built his fortune from nothing, orphaned at a young age and raised in foster homes that taught him survival over sentiment. Love, in his world, was a transaction, fleeting affairs and charitable donations that kept his conscience at bay. One crisp autumn evening in October, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the Hudson River in hues of amber and crimson, Alexander decided to walk home from his office. It was unusual for him. He typically summoned his chauffeur-driven limousine. But that day, a nagging restlessness urged him to feel the city's pulse on foot. The air was laced with the scent of roasted chestnuts from street vendors, and the wind whispered secrets through the leaves of dying trees. He crossed the Brooklyn Bridge, its iconic cables humming with the vibrations of traffic above. Below, in the shadowed underbelly where the world forgot to look, life persisted in its rawest form. It was there, huddled against the cold concrete pillars, that Alexander first saw her. Sophia Ellis, a 28-year-old woman with eyes like storm-tossed seas, sat on a tattered blanket with her 2 children. Her daughter, Lily, was 5, a delicate sprite with curly auburn hair that framed her innocent face, clutching a worn teddy bear named Mr. Whiskers. Her son, Ethan, was 3, his chubby cheeks smeared with dirt, his tiny hands wrapped around a half-eaten apple scavenged from a nearby dumpster. Sophia's once vibrant beauty was etched with lines of exhaustion. Her clothes were threadbare, layered against the encroaching chill. They had been homeless for over a year, ever since Sophia's husband abandoned them after a string of addictions drained their savings and shattered their home. She worked odd jobs, cleaning offices at night, begging during the day, but it was never enough. The bridge was their reluctant sanctuary, a place where the roar of cars overhead drowned out the cries of hunger. Alexander paused, his polished loafers halting on the cracked pavement. He wasn't sure why he stopped. Perhaps it was the way Lily's laughter pierced the gloom as she played pretend with her brother, or the quiet dignity in Sophia's posture as she shielded them from the wind. He had seen homelessness before: panhandlers on Fifth Avenue, shelters he donated to annually for tax write-offs. But this scene gripped him, a mirror to his own forgotten childhood under similar bridges of despair. "Excuse me," Alexander said softly, his voice cutting through the evening haze. Sophia looked up, her gaze wary, instinctively pulling her children closer. Strangers often meant trouble, judgment, harassment, or worse. "Can I help you?" she replied, her tone guarded but polite. Her accent hinted at a southern upbringing, warm yet faded. Alexander hesitated, fumbling for words. I saw you here. It's getting cold. Do you need anything? Food? Blankets?" Sophia's eyes narrowed. She had heard such offers before, laced with ulterior motives. "We're fine, thank you. Just passing through." But Lily, with the unfiltered curiosity of a child, tugged at her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, he's nice, like the man in the storybook." Alexander smiled faintly, kneeling to their level despite the dirt staining his expensive trousers. "What's your name, little one?" "Lily," she beamed, holding up her teddy bear. "This is Mr. Whiskers. He's hungry too." Something in Alexander cracked, a dam he hadn't known existed. He reached into his wallet, pulling out a crisp $100 bill. "Here, for dinner, please." Sophia shook her head. "We don't take charity like that. I can work for it." Her pride struck him like a thunderbolt. In a world where people clawed for his favors, this woman refused his pity. "Then let me buy you all a meal. There's a diner nearby, no strings attached." After a moment's hesitation, Sophia nodded. What harm could a hot meal do? They walked together to a small, fluorescent-lit diner on the edge of Brooklyn. As they ate, burgers for the kids, soup for Sophia, stories unfolded. She spoke of her dreams deferred, a nursing degree abandoned when pregnancy came too soon, a husband who promised forever but delivered only heartbreak. Alexander listened, sharing fragments of his past, the foster homes, the relentless grind that turned him into a fortress of a man. By the end of the evening, as he hailed a cab for them to a nearby shelter, Alexander felt an unfamiliar warmth. "If you need anything, here's my card," he said, pressing it into her hand. Sophia took it, her fingers brushing his. "Thank you, Mr. Hawthorne, for seeing us." That night, sleep evaded Alexander. Images of Sophia and her children haunted him, their resilience contrasting his isolated opulence. By morning, he had made a decision that would upend his life. He canceled meetings, ignored calls from his board, and drove back to the bridge. They were still there, packing their meager belongings as rain threatened. "Sophia," he called out, stepping from his sleek black Mercedes. She turned, surprise etching her features. "Mr. Hawthorne, what are you doing here?" "I've been thinking," he said, his voice steady despite the storm brewing in his chest. "You and the kids, you deserve more than this. Come with me." Her eyes widened. "What do you mean?" "My home has rooms to spare. Stay there. No expectations, just a safe place. I can help you get back on your feet. Job training, school for the kids." Sophia stepped back, suspicion flaring. "Why? What's in it for you? People like you don't just do this." Alexander met her gaze unflinchingly. "Because I was you once. Under a bridge in Chicago, cold and alone. No one helped me then. I won't let that happen to you." The children watched wide-eyed as Sophia weighed his words. It was insane. A stranger's offer could be a trap. But something in his eyes, a vulnerability mirroring her own, swayed her. Just for a few days, she conceded. What followed shocked everyone in Alexander's world. News spread like wildfire. The reclusive millionaire had taken in a homeless family. His assistant, Clara, was the first to confront him. "Sir, this is reckless. The media will devour you. What if she's after your money?" "Let them talk," Alexander replied. "This isn't about image." He moved them into his penthouse, transforming guest rooms into cozy havens. Lily's room bloomed with pink wallpapers and toys, Ethan's with trucks and books. Sophia enrolled in online nursing courses, funded by Alexander. He hired tutors for the children and a nanny to ease her burdens. But it wasn't just material aid. Alexander immersed himself. Evenings became family dinners, where laughter echoed off marble walls. He read bedtime stories to Lily and Ethan, their small hands in his stirring forgotten dreams of fatherhood. Word leaked to the press. Tabloids screamed headlines. "Millionaire's secret family under the bridge." Paparazzi swarmed, speculating affairs or publicity stunts. His business partners balked, stocks dipped slightly amid whispers of instability. Friends distanced themselves, calling it a midlife crisis. Even his ex-girlfriend, a socialite named Victoria, texted venomously, "You've lost your mind, Alex. She's using you." But Alexander stood firm. In interviews, he deflected. "This isn't charity, it's humanity." Privately, doubts crept in. Was he imposing his savior complex? Sophia sensed it, confronting him one night on the rooftop terrace, city lights twinkling below. "Why are you doing this, really?" she asked, her voice soft under the stars. He sighed, leaning on the railing. "Because you remind me of what I lost. My mother. She died young, homeless like you. I couldn't save her. Maybe this is my redemption." Sophia's heart softened. "You're not saving us alone. You've given us hope, but we've given you something too, a family." Their bond deepened, evolving from gratitude to genuine affection. Alexander taught Ethan to tie shoelaces. Sophia cooked homemade meals that warmed more than his stomach. Lily's drawings adorned his office, humanizing the cold executive. The shocking climax came 6 months later. At a gala for his company's anniversary, Alexander took the stage not to tout profits, but to announce a bombshell. "Tonight, I reveal Hawthorne Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to ending homelessness. Starting with a personal commitment. I'm donating half my fortune, over $500 million, to build shelters, provide job training, and support families like the one I met under a bridge." The room gasped. Flashes blinded him as murmurs turned to applause, then standing ovation. But the real shock was his next words. "And Sophia Ellis, the woman who opened my eyes, will let it. She's not just a survivor, she's a visionary." Sophia, dressed in an elegant gown he had bought her, joined him on stage, chairs glistening. The children waved from the front row. The world watched in awe, a millionaire not hoarding wealth, but sharing it radically. Critics called it folly, supporters hailed it heroic. Stocks rebounded as public admiration surged. But for Alexander, the true transformation was internal. He proposed to Sophia a year later, under that same bridge, now a symbol of rebirth. "Will you build a life with me?" he asked, ring in hand. "Yes," she whispered, as Lily and Ethan cheered. Their story rippled outward. The foundation housed thousands, inspiring copycat philanthropies. Alexander traded boardrooms for advocacy, finding purpose in people over profits. Sophia blossomed, her nursing dreams realized alongside leadership. In the end, what shocked everyone wasn't the wealth given away, but the heart reclaimed. Alexander Hawthorne, once a solitary millionaire, discovered that true riches lay not in bank accounts, but in the warmth of a family forged from the shadows. And under bridges across the world, hope flickered brighter, one act of shocking kindness at a time.